Hey guys, Jordan with the Young Turks at TYT Politics. Hope you're doing well. I'm here on top of a giant hill on a gloriously beautiful sunny day down by Standing Rock Sioux Tribe. Right in front of me here, you'll see down the hill. Let me zoom in on it for you. You'll see hundreds gathered to pray. Right where they are is a bridge. This bridge has been used as a barricade by police over the last week. So if I tilt the camera that way, if I zoom in, you see the cop cars and you see the blockade. The police have essentially been blocking protectors and vehicles from going in or out for over a week, essentially so that they could protect Dakota Access Pipeline and their construction workers from continuing to build the pipeline without protectors interfering. I'm on top of a hill as opposed to down there because service in North Dakota, particularly in this area, is fairly non-existent. So fortunately, up here I have service. But I want to kind of give you a recap of some things. I was just down there, and there's definitely hundreds of people. There's many clergy, men and women, who are down there offering their support, their prayers with the water protectors. There are people and protectors from the main camp here, which if I tilt my camera, and the sun is kind of blinding me, but the main camp, as you can see, is straight down that way, where you see all the tents, all the vehicles. So it's reached a boiling point here in recent days. If you've been following TYT Politics, you have seen in recent days a standoff between North Dakota police and protectors. The only problem is the standoff was police shooting protectors in the face with water bullets, pepper spraying water protectors in the face. And these water protectors were literally trying to build a bridge, a wooden bridge, to cross a little body of water that would have reached a little hill. This hill is where their ancestors were buried. Taylor and I, my cameraman, were out 2 nights ago. We were the only media there reporting, I think till 3 in the morning actually, as the protectors built this bridge. It was a beautiful thing. The video is now up on TYT Politics. We have 2 videos up. One was from yesterday's standoff where they were, again, shot in the face with rubber bullets, mace, pepper sprayed, and a few things that are important to know. Number one, these police, state police, Dakota Access Pipeline Private Security, they are not supposed to be on top of the Native Americans' ancestors' burial grounds. That is a violation, and they're not supposed to be there. Number 2, where they were yesterday, as I report in the video that's now up on TYT Politics, that's Army Corps land. And it's very clear they are not supposed to be on Army Corps land. The problem is here in North Dakota, the state police, aided by the governor here, who is in the pocket of big oil, have been breaking laws left and right. They've been rewriting the laws as they go. And they essentially are able to do that with total impunity. You can see people cheering down there. There is a clergyman right now speaking. I doubt I could pick up what he's saying from up here on the hill, but it is a very nice, calm, and peaceful ceremony going on down there, and it's needed. It's been a very trying time for water protectors. I have met water protectors here that have been here for months, and I have met water protectors here who just got here a couple days ago. And the one thing that's always a pattern is these are folks that are willing to put their bodies on the line. These are folks that in some cases are willing to put their life on the line to protect their water, to protect their way of life, and to fight against greed. This is not just about water. Obviously, that's the most important thing. You can't live without water. They say water is life here, and they're right. But this is also about, when does it stop? When When do you have enough money? What amount is enough for the oil companies and their friends in the government that they pay off? Would they want their towns? Would they want their towns to have oil pipelines drilled through? Would they want where their ancestors, their mothers, their fathers, their grandfathers, where they're buried, to be basically used as a military staging area, which is what happened yesterday? You also see on TYT Politics, I think since we've been here, I have 5 or 6 videos up already from my reporting here. So go check out all the videos, share them. We want to get this out there. But I've interviewed young women who were manhandled by police when they were arrested. They were arrested on bullshit charges. They were not read their rights. They were pushed to the ground. Some people had their arms broken. You also have police inventing out of thin air fake charges. They charged a 37-year-old woman with attempted murder for shooting at police. The only issue is they have no gun. There's no evidence of a gun. There's also no evidence of shots fired. And multiple people have told me that this woman's family actually has evidence that she was holding a prayer stick. So it's kind of, the wild, wild west here, and a lot of corruption and vigilante law. The North Dakota police is able to essentially create things as they go. So let me tell you all the things that were illegal yesterday. Number one, 2 nights ago. So when we were out covering the protectors building this bridge out of wood, the private security, the state police, whoever it was, it might have been a mix of both, were flying overhead with no lights. Number one, they're not supposed to be flying, period, over the Army Corps land, which is Native American land. They're not supposed to be flying over it. There was a no-fly zone. Number two, they're flying with no lights, which is illegal. Number three, many of them, if the river where they were building the bridge is over here, and across the river that way is where they were staged. They were on Army Corps land, which also they are not supposed to be on. So there's laws being broken, every 15 minutes here. I just interviewed someone who was flying his drone. The protectors fly drones above to show up close footage of where the process is at of the actual building of the pipeline. We actually reported 2 days ago exclusive drone footage that showed the drill pad where the Dakota Access Pipeline will drill off of is roughly half a mile from the Missouri River. The Missouri River feeds into Lake Oahe. Lake Oahe is the main water source here that they're fighting to protect. It's not just the water source for the Native Americans, but millions of others. So they are about a half mile away. Around this drill pad, they built barbed wire surrounding it, and the drone that they flew up earlier was shot down by private security. They're not supposed to be doing that either. You're allowed to. There was a restriction on drones that was put into place, but that was lifted the other day. So they're essentially illegally shooting down protectors' drones that they are legally flying. So, I could go down the list. There's more illegal things going on. There's also just straight up human rights violations. People seem to think, oh, it's rubber bullets. So it's not pleasant to get shot by rubber bullets, but at least you won't get killed. No, if you get shot in the face with a rubber bullet, you can get killed. Also, to set the scene, you had dozens, probably more than dozens, at least over 100 to 200 protectors yesterday were swimming across this water. The bridge they weren't able to institute because the police came and swarmed them. So they were swimming across the water, probably maybe a quarter mile water, maybe a little more. And it's cold here in North Dakota. It's not summer. So many of them were freezing. Okay, so they swim across the water. They are lined up. All at the end of the water, where the water meets the land. They're still in the water. The police are right above them. Probably I saw between 100 and 150 police on the ground, on top of the hill, flying helicopters. So they're freezing, and then they're getting pepper sprayed in the face. Well, many of them that I interviewed after were telling me they were at the point where they almost passed out between feeling like you're freezing to death in the water. Many of them were in there for 20 minutes, a half hour longer. And then you get pepper sprayed in the face. and or shot near in your face with rubber bullets. Thankfully, the protectors worked together. So if one individual was pepper sprayed, was shot in the face, others helped to pull them back to the land, where very brave and competent medics were there to help. More than medics, this was a total team effort. Everybody was trying to wipe mace and pepper spray out of people's faces and things like that. So you got those human rights violations. You got these police standing on top of this hill where, by my count, from what I heard from multiple people, there are about 10 ancestors buried. That is human rights violations. Again, you're arresting people without reading them their rights. The police were telling the protectors yesterday at this standoff between the mountain where the ancestors are buried, the river, and the protectors on the other side. The police were telling the protectors, you're trespassing. No, they were not trespassing. This is Army Corps land by a treaty, the 1851 Fort, is it 1851? One of those, 1851 or 1868, the Fort Laramie Treaty. It was Army Corps land they were on, but again, the police are able to break the law, make up the law as they go, and there are no consequences for them because the governor of this state has pretty much, with a wink and a nod, said, do what you got to do. We got to get this pipeline finished. The governor has many, many shares in ExxonMobil and other companies. As I've reported, Hillary Clinton, there's now a connection with her and this pipeline. One of her high-dollar bundlers who has bundled over $100,000 for her in the campaign. Her husband owns stock in this pipeline. Donald Trump has invested in Energy Transfer Partners. Okay, so we know Hillary Clinton's not going to do a damn thing. Certainly Donald Trump's not going to do a damn thing. So that leaves Barack Obama, who is busy right now going around the country telling everybody how amazing Hillary Clinton is and fighting to the deaths to make sure she gets elected over Donald Trump. Well, Josh Fox, the film director, amazing documentaries, Gasland, he was his film. I interviewed him on this same bridge a couple days ago. Part of that's going to go up today. I mean, he said it best. He said to President Obama, you were either with big oil or you're with humanity. I mean, it's very simple. There's not a lot of nuance. There's not a lot of complexity to this issue. And what Josh and I were also talking about, when we look at racism, we look at Black Lives Matter, for example, a lot of us focus, rightly so, on police brutality, black men getting shot for no reason, black men being looked at as a threat for no reason. Well, there's also stories like this, Flint, environmental racism hangs all over this like a very dark cloud, okay? When they wanted to build this pipeline through Bismarck, which is a town about 45 minutes to an hour away, the citizens of Bismarck, which are majority white, said, absolutely not. You're not building an oil pipeline on risking our water. You know what the pipeline company said? All right, within 5 minutes, all right, we'll go do it. We'll go build it over the Native Americans' land. That's environmental racism. That's straight up racism. So there are no consequences so far. The emotional roller coaster here. I'm not a psychologist, but in many interviews I've had with people, people are stretched very thin. People have been here for months. Many people have given up their jobs, their livelihoods to be here permanently. As I reported, this pipeline is almost complete. I mean, really, at this point, it's about finishing the drill pad, and then they're about a half mile. The drill pad is a half mile from the main water source, and then it just comes down to, will this oil company totally brazenly blow off the Department of Justice, who has not given them permits to drill under the water? They have to drill under Lake Oahe to complete this pipeline, and really, who's stopping them? Would a multi-billion-dollar pipeline company just say, "Fuck it, we'll do it. We'll pay the fine"? I don't see any risk of, if they do that, them going to jail. So as I called for the other day, why is the Department of Justice not have observers here, like yesterday or last week? They're pretty much operating on some type of honor system that the company Energy Transfer Partners and the construction workers here are just going to follow the DOJ and say, oh, we don't have permits, so we've built this pipeline. We have investors threatening to back out if it's not built by December 1st, but we got to wait for Obama and the DOJ to give us the permits. Not happening. It's speculation on my part, but most people here do not think they will wait for permits. And the Department of Justice, President Obama, are frankly dragging their feet. We could get into theories for why. Many people think Obama's waiting till after the election and then he's going to stop it. But these people don't have that much time. Obama the other day was talking about the possibility of rerouting this pipeline. This company's not going to be on board with rerouting this pipeline. That would cost them millions of dollars. And don't get me wrong, I'm not defending them. I'm just telling you this is how big oil thinks. They don't care about the people here. They care about the bottom line. So they're not going to reroute the pipeline. They are almost done with the pipeline, and they're going to do it whether the president or the Department of Justice allows them to do it. So it really comes down to political leadership. The mainstream media is already starting with their puff pieces, about Obama's legacy. They're going to be going in depth after Clinton or Trump are elected, looking at the last 8 years of President Obama. But this is not about Barack Obama, and he should know that. This is really just about the principle of money versus humanity. You're not talking about, if you build this pipeline, you're inconveniencing the Native Americans. You're talking about you're possibly poisoning the number one necessity they need to live, which is water. You hear it all the time here. Water is life. I mean, it's self-explanatory and very obvious. Water is life. If I don't drink water for 5 or 6 days, I don't know if I die, but you can't operate that long without water. You need it to sustain yourself. So at the end of the day, right now it's calm, as you can see. I'll flip it around one more time. You got this ceremony going down. You have clergy talking. You have many people doing ritual prayer and ritual songs down there. And right now it's calm, but it could just as easily in 2 or 3 hours erupt like it did yesterday, because these water protectors are not sitting idly by just hoping and praying the Department of Justice come in. They're going to do what they have to do to slow down this pipeline and ultimately stop this pipeline. And they are in the mainstream media, which just dispenses what the police tell them as fact because it's their propaganda. They've been kind of suggesting that these protectors are violent or agitators. I mean, I've read New York Times stories that read like, well, the police say this, the water protectors say this. You figure out the truth. That's not journalism. I mean, all you have to do if you're a reporter, or not even a reporter, just anybody, all it takes is to be down here for an hour, and you'll see who is the aggressor and who is not the aggressor. And a medic, a really brave medic I interviewed 2 nights ago. The video will be up shortly. If it might be up already. Honestly, I don't even know what videos are up because I have no cell phone service and no Wi-Fi in 99% of where I am. I'm going through a bit of a Twitter and Facebook withdrawal, so I'm happy to be able to talk to you guys now up on this hill. But this medic basically said she, last Thursday, a week ago, when they had this gigantic standoff around this same bridge, she said to the police, "Aren't you here to protect me? Isn't that your job?" You hear that all the time from water protectors here, Native Americans, non-natives. It's this disbelief that, you grow up and you're told by your parents or whoever that the police are on your side. They're here to protect you. Yet, look, there's a barricade right now, and it's been there for days, and they're literally there to protect an inanimate object, an oil pipeline. And they have no problem shooting at human beings. They have no problem with pepper spraying human beings. They have no problem, as you saw in early September, they have no problem unleashing animals on human beings. In fairness, that was mercenaries. That wasn't the North Dakota police. But the bottom line is they don't look at these people as people. They look at them as obstacles to completing this pipeline. And whether it's North Dakota, whether it's South Dakota, it's a very corrupt and very, very oil-centric state. The police are in bed with the oil companies. The governor is way in bed with the oil companies. So at the end of the day, the governor of North Dakota, Jack Dalrymple, he's not stopping this pipeline. The only person who could stop this pipeline outside of the water protectors is Barack Obama. Barack Obama ran on hope and change, and there's not a red America, there's not a blue America, there's one America. He talks about shifting to clean energy all the time. He brags about the Paris Climate Accord that he likes to say was all his doing. Well, at the end of the day, you can have all those things, you can have all those slogans, but if you drill on top of people's water, particularly low-income people, particularly those with less power to fight for themselves than the people with the money, what are you saying? What are you saying about what the government prioritizes? What are you saying about what America prioritizes? Because it's not going to stop here if this pipeline goes through. And right now we're talking about a pipeline. If you disregard human rights, if you disregard water, if you disregard people's humanity, now it's a pipeline, tomorrow it'll be something else. So the bottom line is, I hear it from everybody here, as much as people, and you know me, I don't tell you what to do, I don't tell you how to vote, you do whatever you want. I hear from people here, as much as they love your support on social media, as much as they love your donations, food, clothing. Some people are sending in teepees, yurts. Some more affluent people have literally spent over $100,000 to help bail people out of jail, help get their cars out of the pound. This is all appreciated.
Wind and solar.
Wind and solar. But I can't tell you how many times I hear, we need you to come here. We need bodies. Obviously, everybody's got a different situation. You got to work, you got kids, whatever it is. But they need bodies here. And they need, whether it's on the front lines in a more tense situation or in the camp to help, help with supplies, help with cooking, help as a medic, whatever it is. So they're really looking for more bodies and they're looking for more support. So, you take that message and do with it what you want. But as always, my battery is about to die. I got to figure out something to get my battery going stronger. But I appreciate you guys watching. I'm going to try to come back to this same place because it's about the only place that I found I can get Wi-Fi for the rest of the time I'm here. It's a little unclear how much longer I'll be here, but I'm pushing to stay as long as I can. Obviously, the election is Tuesday. You could watch the videos we've put up so far on youtube.com/TYTpolitics. Please, please, please share these videos. I don't care about getting, this is not about views. I don't care about getting 700,000 views. Of course, I would like that. This is about getting the message out there. We need to get this message out there. This is just as sexy a story as, whatever corrupt thing Hillary Clinton did today. And we need to get this message out there far and wide. On YouTube, on Facebook, on Twitter, Smoke Signal. I don't really give a shit. I just want the message out there. So, again, we have 2 videos up so far today, I believe, and we'll have more videos coming out today. I'm going to cover things as they happen here. Emma has been on the WikiLeaks because I don't have internet, so I can't even look at what WikiLeaks is going. What's happening with WikiLeaks, but I'm sure it's corrupt as usual. But she'll be doing videos on that. And Eric has been going around the country covering Donald Trump. So thank you for watching, guys, and appreciate the support.